Super simple chicken crock pot dinner. Red skin potatoes, or you can use yellow golds. Cut those up in little pieces and throw them in. Drizzle a little olive oil. Couple taps of butter. A spoonful of garlic. I use the minced garlic. Sprinkle it around. Add parsley. Half a container of Parmesan cheese. Then you're just going to give it a little mix-a-roo, just to stir it all up. Add salt and pepper to taste. Add salt and pepper to chicken tenderloin and put them in. Add a little bit more butter. And you can sear these chickens if you want, but I didn't feel like it. Olive oil. Top with more garlic. Top it with Parmesan. Cook 6 hours on high.
Howdy, welcome to My Gay Kitchen. Today we're going to be making this spicy cauliflower dip. It's low carb and literally one of the best appetizers. Our base is riced cauliflower, sour cream, Greek yogurt, salt, pepper, red pepper, any kind of cheese you have laying around. I'm using some sharp cheddar and Monterey Jack. Add in some hot sauce. I'm using this truffle hot sauce that's literally next level. I'm obsessed. Give this a good mix, and then we're going to bake this at 400 degrees for about 10 minutes till it's sizzly, gizzly, ooey gooey, so tasty. Don't forget to hit that plus button for more recipes.
All right, stick with me on this one. It's going to be good. 5-ingredient flan. Sugar, 2 types of milk, vanilla extract, and eggs. It's November now, so spread that breast cancer awareness. We're going to start off really simple. Cooking our sugar on medium-low until it reaches a nice, deep, golden brown color. Pour this caramel into the bottom of your baking pan and then work quickly to evenly distribute it around the edges, as the sugar should harden very fast. Next, we're making the custard. Get your eggs whisked together with a pinch of salt and then add in your evaporated milk and sweetened condensed milk. And don't forget about that vanilla extract you guys went crazy over last week, acting like I revealed a government secret or something. Tightly cover with foil, and then we're going to cook this in a water bath that goes in the oven at 325 degrees for an hour and 15 minutes. When it's done, it should look something like this. Fully cool before attempting to flip, and when you're ready, voila, 5-ingredient homemade flan. Easy to make, you get this beautiful glossy caramel on top. If you're looking for a good dessert dish for the holidays, give this a try.
They're crispy, they're creamy, they're great. Check out these air-fried deviled eggs. All right, deviled eggs are easy to make. You know how to do it. I'm not going to belabor the point. You take your deviled egg recipe that you prefer, whip it up. Mine has a couple kinds of mustard. I put in some everything bagel seasoning, even a little splash of malt vinegar, but you got to get a bag. I use a quart size. Makes it easier to pipe that filling into them once they're done. Here's what you do. You take some breadcrumbs, keto breadcrumbs. These are from Pork and Good. Mix in some Parmesan cheese. Do a little egg wash on your egg whites and load them up in the air fryer. Cook them for a few minutes till they're nice and toasty and brown. This is what they look like before. And then coming out, they're nice and golden and ready to go. Fill those suckers up. I topped them with some jalapenos.
All right, guys, so I'm going to show you how I made this pizza pot pie. First, I took some marinara sauce that I made homemade, but you can use jarred, and I added 2 pieces of Asiago, some freshly grated mozzarella, 3 pieces of provolone cheese. Yes, it's really cheesy. I like pepperoni mushrooms, so we did sauteed mushrooms, a ton of pepperoni, and then more marinara sauce on top. Then you're going to take your pizza dough. I made homemade, but you could do it from the can. Wrap it around your bowl really tight like this, and then you're going to make a garlic, oregano, parsley oil. This is olive oil that you're going to brush on the top of the pizza pot pie before baking. You're going to bake it at 400 degrees for about, I think it was about 20 minutes, but you just want to bake it until the crust is nice and brown on top. Pull it out, and then while it's still hot, rub more of this olive oil on top. Then you're going to take a plate, put it on top, and you're going to flip the pot pie over, run your knife around to make it loose, and look, this is so delicious. Enjoy.
15-minute dinner for 15 days. 2 cups of pancake mix. Add 1 can of cold sparkling water. Mix together. Cut up 4 stalks of green onion. White parts of the green onion in half. Seafood you want. I'm using shrimp and calamari today. Onion in the pancake mix. Mix up some red chili, but make sure to remove the seeds. The red chili together. Heat up to medium hot. Drizzle in some oil. Hot. Add in your batter. Set for around 30 seconds. Then the seafood. It just become crispy and start seeing holes in the middle. Flip your pancake. Stick your pancake in. Let it cook for another 1 to 2 minutes. 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar. 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. 1 teaspoon of sesame seeds. Sesame oil together.
Now look at that.
Today we make meatball parmesan sliders better than any restaurant you've been to. You'll start out with some butter or brioche rolls and cut those in half. Spread some ricotta on the bottom layer of the bread. Then we're going to cover in meatballs, and if you'd like to save some time, you can use store-bought or you can make it from scratch. You can cook the meatballs in the marinara or just pour it on top along with some fresh basil, some grated Parmesan, and then add your cheese. The next time I make this, I'm going to use some shredded mozzarella and provolone. Now for the best part, we're going to make our garlic and herb butter and spread that all over the top of the buns. Our last step is to pop it in the oven to bake at 350 Fahrenheit for 20 minutes. Sprinkle some more parm on top and enjoy.
Let's make Nana's Devil's Food Cake. It's in a heart because I want to thank you for 2 million. Seriously, thank you so much. I wish I could thank each and every one of you personally. But for now, I thought I'd bake you this cake that's taking the internet by storm. Sift together 2 cups flour, 3/4 cup cocoa powder, 2 cups sugar, 1 teaspoon baking powder, 2 teaspoons baking soda, a pinch of salt. In a separate bowl, combine 1 cup of oil, cup of whole milk, cup of coffee, 2 eggs, and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Gently fold these together. Grease our cake pan, flour dusting over the top. Now we'll pour in our batter, and we'll pop this bad boy in the oven at 375 till it's done. Let's make some frosting. In a small pot, add a cup of heavy cream and 1.5 cups sugar. When the sugar is melted, take it off the heat and add a little vanilla, 1 stick of butter cut into cubes, and 4 ounces of unsweetened chocolate. Pour this into a bowl and let it cool in the fridge. You also deserve a little gold. Add some of our chocolate buttercream frosting and just a little piece of our gold right to the top. That is heavenly.
There is a misconception that risotto is super challenging to make. Let's make one packed with cozy umami fall flavors. Heat up some chicken or veggie broth. I dilute it with a little bit of water and add some sage to flavor it. In the other pan, I'm cooking some mushrooms. You can totally skip it if you don't like them. And then to the broth, I'm also adding some garlic cloves to infuse with more flavor. Next, I'm adding some chopped carrots and leeks. You could also use onions, and I'm seasoning them and adding a little bit of butter. The full recipe with measurements, by the way, is on my website and the link is in my bio. This is arborio rice, which is the key for risotto. They have it at most grocery stores. After toasting the rice a bit, add in some white wine. When it's mostly absorbed, you can add a ladleful of stock at a time and then mix gently. Repeat adding 1 ladle of broth every time it's mostly absorbed for about 20 minutes. Italians look away, but I'm adding a little bit of soy sauce because it adds so much flavor. Then add butter, freshly grated Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, and mix until it's completely
If you're a peanut butter lover like me, you need to try these choc peanut ice cream bars. They'll be your new favorite dessert. Food processor, combine 2 bananas, 1 tablespoon of cacao powder, 1 tablespoon of natural peanut butter, and a dash of almond milk, and blend until all combined. And place this into silicone molds and top with some peanuts. If you don't have silicone molds, you can just have it as normal ice cream. Then leave in the freezer for about 2 hours to set.
Let's make a sushi burger. I'll start with some of my leftover salmon and Arctic char. You know, from when I slapped those fish a while back. Add a little chili crunch, Japanese mayonnaise, soy sauce, crispy onions, and a little sesame oil. Press some sushi rice into a ring mold. Immediately hit them with a little furikake. We'll put down one of our buns, a little avocado, a little mango, and the last bun. That looks ridiculous. I might just take this to go. Wait, what about the intro?
Happy soup season. Okay, today I'm gonna teach you how to make the very unhealthy, but oh my gosh, so delicious, hot wing soup. You ready? You're gonna start out with 6 cups of milk, 2% or whole. And you guys, I have 4 kids, so I make a lot. You can half this recipe, but I 1 can of cream of chicken and 1 can of cream of celery. Add in a whisk. You're gonna cook this on medium-high heat until it's incorporated a little bit. 2/3 of a cup of blue cheese dressing. If you don't like blue cheese, you can do ranch instead. Add 2/3 of a cup of ranch. 2/3 of a cup of Frank's or your favorite hot sauce. You can add more or less depending on your taste. I usually add a little smidge of sour cream in, whisk it together. Remember how I said this is not healthy. That's why we don't eat this super often. Add 2.5 to 3 cups of shredded chicken and stir. You can adjust how much chicken based on your family's wants and needs. Add salt and pepper as you want. Let it cook for about 20 minutes and incorporate.
Vegan buffalo chicken bites. You're going to take a block of extra firm tofu, press it and cut it into strips, then coat it in tapioca flour, then coat it in a dairy-free milk. I used oat milk. Then coat it in the breading, which is almond flour, nutritional yeast, garlic powder, paprika, salt, and olive oil. Put the strips on a lined baking sheet. Bake for 400 at 30 minutes. Drown that shit in buffalo sauce and make a vegan ranch.
Are you looking for a guilt-free treat that's keto, low carb, and sugar-free? Yeah, I got you. Keto Muddy Buddies. These are super delicious, you guys. They're chocolatey, crunchy, sweet, salty, all the goodness. You can make them within minutes and they are bomb.
Yes, you read that right. 3-ingredient, healthy, crispy chicken strip. These are so easy to make, anyone can do it. Start off with my seasoning sent to me by my boy Chef Verco. Seasoned the chicken, added some light mayonnaise, which is going to act as a binder here. Very minimal in calories. Beat that meat. To get the best crisp, I'm using cornflakes breadcrumbs, which I also seasoned with that same seasoning. I just battered my chicken in it, lined it up on a baking sheet, and put it in the oven at 425 for 30 minutes, flipping halfway. I ended up meal
just gorgeous. These pasta shells are magnificent, just like you are. Ingredients. This ricotta and mozzarella mix is stuffed in the shells and then covered in a rich tomato sauce. Bake it and then whisk.
Okay, I got a fun egg dish coming at you. Omurice from Japan. Crack open a few of these pre-birds, get them seasoned with salt and pepper. The recipe calls for a Western-style omelet served over a bed of fried rice. Nothing too fancy here, just cooking down some onions and mushrooms, throwing in some leftover rice I had, and adding some soy sauce. I'm gonna get that plated all nice and neat, and then it's time for the star of the show, the omelet. You're gonna start off almost as if you're making scrambled eggs, but after a certain point, you're gonna wanna stop stirring and let the bottom form to create an outer skin for the omelet while the inside still is creamy and slightly undercooked. Gotta make sure you get a smooth flip on your omelet, make sure that nothing breaks open. And when you're ready, lay it nice and fluffy on top of your rice. Take a knife to split open that top layer and it should kind of just fold over. You can tell that it's still scrambled in the middle. It even looks a little gooey. It's traditionally served with a sweet and sour ketchup-like sauce and tends to be very popular with kids. This was one of those dishes I came across on YouTube just browsing random food videos and I wanted to give it a try.
What's up, I'm a vegan dietitian. Here's how I make my crunchy peanut jar salad. This week's lunches are going to take you less than 25 minutes. Cook a cup of quinoa. Mix together peanut butter, soy sauce, maple syrup, apple cider, lemon juice, and black pepper. And separate the dressing in 4 different jars. Then add a bell pepper or any other crunchy vegetables like carrots. Now add frozen edamame. Don't worry, they will thaw in the fridge. Add the quinoa and your favorite mixed greens. And finally, add some peanut for some crunch. That's it. Pour it in your bowl whenever you're hungry.
And here's how you make a tub of ice cream for less than 500 calories. Peel 3 bananas, chop them, whack them in a bag, and then put them in the freezer for 3 hours. Then you want to take them out, put them into a blender, and blend them until it's a smooth consistency. Add in a scoop of protein powder and some almond milk. Blend again, and it should look like this. Put it in a tub, smooth it, freeze it again.
There is nothing better than a bowl of French onion soup on a cold day. You're gonna start out with a pot with a little bit of olive oil and a knob of butter. Once your butter is melted, you're gonna thinly slice about 5 onions, go in with those, mix them up, make sure they're coated in that butter mixture and caramelize for 10 minutes with the top on. After about 10 minutes, you're gonna go in with some crushed garlic, salt, and pepper, mix it up and caramelize for another 40 minutes or so until it looks like this. Deglaze your pot with half a cup of white wine, go in with some more butter and 6 cups of beef broth. Mix that up, go in with 1 bay leaf and some fresh thyme. Once it starts boiling, you can serve in some oven-safe bowls. And now we're gonna go make our cheese mix. For the cheese, I'm grating up some Asiago and Gruyere. Throw that over to the side. I'm gonna grab my toasted baguettes, throw those right on top of the soup, and then you're gonna go on with your cheese mix. Throw those in the oven on broil for about 4 minutes or so until they're golden brown on top. They come out looking like this. This is absolutely the best soup to make on a cold night.